Hey kids, welcome. I'm Belle. This is my bedroom and welcome to another super fun and colorful video. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some parents stories and I'll be giving you guys a list of the parents that I hate. Maybe hate is a strong word to use here, but a lot of people were telling me, oh, it's easy for you to deal with parents because you don't live in America, you live in another country. I don't know what it's like in your country, but in America, parents are different and it's hard for us to deal with parents. And I'm like, girl, you have no idea what I have to deal with. So I ended up building a great relationship with parents and learning how to deal with them, basically. But it took me a while and it took me a lot of patience and respect for them, and a lot of it has to do with not judging other people's reality. So first, that's what I want to say, and this video is not me judging people, it's just telling you guys that I relate to you and that I also have difficult situations where I work. So this video is going to be me listing some of the difficulties that I have, but maybe in another video I can tell you guys how I deal with those situations, because I'm not gonna be getting into that a lot because I don't think that's the purpose of this video. Maybe the purpose is just making a list of the bad things that happened to me. But before I do that, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I put a new video every single Friday. My videos are always super fun and colorful. And today, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about this because it's something that you guys requested. A lot of people are requesting me things like give us a house tour, and I live in a very small apartment, and it's still in renovation, so I don't think I'll be doing that right now. Maybe in the future. You know how I live in a tiny apartment. It's great, I love living here. I wouldn't live in a bigger place. Another video that people are requesting me is how I stay skinny, and so basically about my body. So I don't know if I'll be doing that either, but for now I'll be talking to you guys about parents that I hate. So without further ado, let's go right into the video. So the first type of parents that I'm going to be discussing is, you guys probably guessed from another video, but they are the super competitive parents. Oh my god, this is like number one, because this is definitely the type of parents that I have to deal with the most. Like, you guys have no idea how often I have to deal with these parents, especially where I live in a nicer area, so I have a lot of people who are super duper competitive, and usually it's not the child, it's the parent. And usually when you hear parents having a conversation, it usually goes like this. Like, this is Mary and this is Sally, and Mary goes, oh, my daughter does ballet, karate and gymnastics, what about your daughter? And then Sally goes, my daughter does ballet, gymnastics, karate, and she also has swimming lessons, so she's better than your daughter. Literally, that's how the conversation goes. Like, I'm not lying to you guys, that's how the conversation goes. And it's usually in front of the kids, and that's like how I literally don't understand how they do that. And I'm also talking about people who are competitive with their own kids. Like, if you have siblings, they are usually competitive. They usually instigate competition between the kids, between the siblings. And I hate that. Like, they are siblings, but they're not the same person. They are different people. And I absolutely hate that. And that's so dangerous. Like, that's super dangerous. So yeah, that's the first type of parents that I have to deal with. And they are super competitive parents. The second type of parents that I have to deal with are stuck-up parents. Stuck-up parents are, again, I live in a nice area, so usually parents like I had students last week going to school with iPhone 11 and they are 5 years old. In my classes, I have a sharing moment in the beginning of the lesson. I call it news moment. They have to talk about them and tell the rest of the class what's new in their life, basically. So it's more often than not, I have a student like saying, I got this new iPhone 11, I got this new toy, I got this new this and this new that, and that's fine. I'm happy they're happy about the toy. But usually they're not saying, like, it depends on how they're saying, you know what I'm saying? Usually they're not showing the toy just for the sake of being happy and showing happiness. They want their friends to be jealous. And I've seen parents, again, encouraging that type of behavior, encouraging things like parents, even like in the end of the class when the students are going home. I'm sorry guys, it's really hot here. So that's why I'm like, oh, this is like fixing my shirt. But anyway, so sometimes I've seen parents like in the end of the lesson when I'm saying goodbye to the students, and there are also parents like at the door waiting for them to leave, and I say, oh, I loved, like I meet a parent and I say, oh, I love your daughter's new shoes, they're awesome, they're super pretty, and the parents are like, I heard that multiple times from different parents. Oh yeah, I told her to get that because her friends would be jealous. Literally, parents say that to me. So yeah, I heard that before. So yeah, stuck-up parents, they are everywhere. Another type of parent that I usually have problems with, not have problems, that I usually don't like very much, are the parents who I call ghost parents. So yeah, we had super competitive parents, we had stuck-up parents, and now we have ghost parents. Because ghost parents, let me tell you guys, so before I discuss that with you, I have to say that ghost parents, they are not parents who like are always busy and working, because that I totally understand. Like I really understand that when parents like are trying to make $1 out of 50 cents, I totally understand that. There is nothing wrong with that. And like I would say that 100% of the time I can get in touch with those parents, because they work, the reason why they work so hard is to provide for their kids. So they worry about their kids. So I'm always able to get in touch with those parents. However, the parents that I'm talking about are not those parents. Are not the parents who are like hustling to, you know, give their kids the best. That's not the parents that those are not the parents I'm talking about. I'm talking about those parents who usually don't work or just work a little bit, and they are nowhere to be found. Usually, they maybe if school finishes at 11 a.m. because again, I just teach English, it's not a regular school. Sometimes the school ends at 11 a.m. and they go like really quick to gather children at like 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Literally, that happens a lot. Every single class. Every single class, there is at least one student who parents do that. And I know that sometimes they are like stuck in traffic or doing something else or at the bank. But usually the parents who do that, they were somewhere else, and they usually get the child and leaves and drops the kids at school, at regular school. So what I mean by a ghost parent is a parent that is never there. Like if there is a presentation, the parent's never there. Like I said, if you want to talk to them in the end of the class, they're not there because they don't get their children on time, and they're not like a little bit late. They are always super late to get their kids. And whenever I call them, they don't answer my calls. So I always have the same, it's the same profile, it's the same thing, it's the same like mold for these ghost parents. And it's so frustrating because sometimes I have something to say about their kids. Maybe like if we're having a party or a picnic at school, or if they need to bring something, I need to talk to the parents and the parents are never there. And this is so frustrating to me, and I'm sure it's frustrating to the kids too, because as I told you guys during presentations, those parents never go to presentations, and that's heartbreaking to me, you know, to see a child there just waiting for their parents to arrive and they never go to a presentation. And this is really heartbreaking and frustrating. So I understand that, again, a lot of parents sometimes they're late, sometimes they don't see like a note for the presentation, they miss the date, and that's fine, it happens to everyone. But for you to do that every single presentation, and for you to be like 2 hours late to pick them up every single lesson, that's like crazy. And for you to never answer my calls, like that's a ghost parent. If you do these 3 things, not one of them, but if you do all of those 3 things, you are a ghost parent. I'm sorry. And you give the teacher a really hard time. And again, I'm not trying to be judgmental, I'm just trying to show you guys that I have to deal with those situations too. And you know what's really good, you know what's like the silver lining is that I'm able to get along with those parents too. So if you want a video on how to get along with ghost parents, stuck-up parents, and super competitive parents, or if you want me to share some stories or other kinds of parents, or even more, if you want me to share with you guys the kinds of parents that I absolutely love and adore, give this video a thumbs up, share in the comments below your stories too, and what kind of parents give you a really hard time. And if you are a parent, please leave in the comments below if you see my point or if you disagree with me, because I'm not a parent, so I'm just speaking as a teacher, and I can be completely wrong, and I totally understand that. I'm trying not to be judgmental, and I'm just trying to share with you guys the parents that give me a hard time as a teacher. But again, I can totally get along with those parents, and it's possible, guys, it's possible. So thank you, and I see you next week for a brand new video. Bye.